Welcome to this very special 15-minute full-body Pilates flow to awaken your body and your senses. You are entering Frameless London for an immersive experience that will boost your energy levels and stimulate creativity. We will explore some lovely movements to strengthen and lengthen all the main muscle groups in your legs, arms, abs, and spine. Let's begin on your mat in a shell stretch. Just start by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through pursed lips. Breathing into your belly, your back, and your sides. And let's begin to ripple through the spine like a wave, rippling upper back, middle back to release your chest forward. Coming into a lovely extension, sliding your shoulders down and back, lengthening your abdominals. Keep flowing through this movement. And let's come into 4-point kneeling, setting your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling and then thread it across to your left knee. We're getting a lovely rotation through the spine here. Just enjoy this gentle warm-up. Replace that hand down and change to the left arm, reaching up to the ceiling, and thread it through to your right knee. Try to get your shoulder down to your mat. And use your breath, inhale to reach up, and exhale to thread through. Replace that hand down. You're going to tuck your toes and lift your hips up to the ceiling. Start to pedal your heels to your mat, lengthening out your calves and your hamstrings. And then walk your hands back into your toes. Hold it for a moment, shake your head out. Shake it yes, shake it no. Soften your knees, tuck the tailbone under, scoop your belly in and up, and roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Head comes up last. We're going to start with some leg work, brushing your right foot forward and stepping it back into a lunge. Do your best to keep your chest lifted and your abs drawing in and up. Keep driving out of your left heel. We are switching that left glute on first today. Now we're going to take that right leg and sweep it around, opening up through your hip before you step back into your lunge. Circle that right leg up and around and step it down. This is a great balance challenge. Now hold your lunge and start to pulse it down, tiny little pulses. Getting deeper into your lunge, start to reach your hands up to the ceiling. Let's hold the lunge here. Bend your elbows and shift your weight forward onto your front foot. All you're going to do is extend that back leg and squeeze your elbows into your waistline. So we find our lunge and our hinge. Let's hold this last one. Reach your hands down to the floor. Get all that weight onto your front foot and lift that back toe up and down. Lift up and down. Press your chest to the floor. Think about opening up through your chest and collarbones. Pull that belly button into your spine. Fight for that balance. Now tip forward a little bit more if you can. Start to pulse down on that supporting leg. Little pulses, bending that left knee. Driving your left heel through the floor. It's starting to burn, I know, hang on to it. And tip yourself forward to release into your standing split. Lengthen out that left hamstring, breathing into it. And when you're ready, bend those knees, come down to your mat. Keep that right leg up, hands behind your hips, fingertips facing forward into our tricep extension. Bend and stretch your arms and leg at the same time. If the leg is too much, you can always lower it down, but here we are still getting into that left glute and working into your triceps. Now hold those arms straight and lower and lift the right leg. That left hamstring and glute is still switched on. It is going to burn. Keep that right toe up to the ceiling and start to pulse it down in your arms. Last few reps. Stretch those arms, lower the leg down, and let's lie all the way down onto your back. We're going to lift both legs into tabletop, and your right leg is going to stretch out and in. Hands come behind your head, curl up, and now twist to your left as your right leg extends out. Keep your left leg frozen. Try and keep your elbows wide and feel your obliques twisting your torso. Now hold that twist and lift that right leg up and down. Good job, you guys. Hold that leg down, release the twist, extend your bent leg up to the ceiling. Hold onto that calf and then take it into your stack scissors. You can either hold onto the leg or you can release your hands for an added challenge. And hug those knees into your chest. Well done. We're gonna curl up, rock and roll ourselves forward and back a few times. Roll up, cross your feet, and come up to standing. Let's begin again. This time, your left foot is going to brush forward and step back to your lunge. So this time we are working into your right glute, warming up through that left hip. Keep your chest lifted and your abs braced. Now we're going to start to circle that left leg around before you drop down into your lunge. So working on more balance, stability, and of course opening up through that hip. Let's hold this last lunge and start to pulse down. Try and get a little bit deeper in your legs if you can, and reach your hands up to the ceiling. We're going to go into our lunge and hinge. So we find our lunge and then tip your weight forward, extending that back leg, squeezing your elbows into your waistline and hinge. Lunge and reach, pull and hinge. Lunge and reach, pull and hinge. Really add some resistance as you pull your elbows into your waistline. Try and engage your lats as much as you can. Now hold your last hinge, reach your hands down to the floor, tip that weight forward onto your right foot, and let's start to lift that left leg up and down. Pump that left toe up to the ceiling. Keep your right knee soft. And let's tip forward a little bit more and start to pulse down on that right leg. Keep bending that right knee. Tiny little squeezes here. I know it's burning, just hang on to it. And release it forward. Take it into that standing split stretch. That should feel so lovely. And when you're ready, bend your knees, come down to a seated position, and sweep the left leg up to tabletop, hands behind your hips, fingertips facing forward. Bend and stretch your arms and legs at the same time. So working into your triceps and your right glute. All right, let's hold those arms straight and lower and lift that left leg. Keep driving that right heel through the floor. This is so much harder than it looks. Stay with me and reach that foot up to the ceiling and pulse down in your arms. Just 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down, lower your hips down. Now let's roll ourselves all the way down to your mat. Lift your legs back up to tabletop. And this time your left leg will extend out. Hands come behind your head. We're going to curl up, twist to our right and extend the left leg and unwind. Twist and unwind. Twist and unwind. Do your best to use those obliques to twist your upper body, keeping your elbows wide. Let's hold this last one and lower and lift your left leg. This is going to work your lower abdominals to get that leg back up to the ceiling. This is your last one. Lower the leg, unwind the upper body, extend that bent knee up to the ceiling and take it into your stacked scissors, holding on to your calf. Or to advance this movement, let go of the legs and lift those legs using those lower abs. Keep curling up a little higher and hug your knees in. Go ahead and release your head down. Stretch those arms overhead. Stretch your legs long. Hands come back down to your sides. Bend one knee and then the other. Stretch your legs out on a long diagonal line. Reach them up to the ceiling and then peel your hips off the floor, tapping your toes overhead and then slowly melting your spine back down to your mat. This is our full rollover. If this full rollover is not going to happen today, just take your legs up towards the ceiling, peeling your tailbone just an inch off the mat for a little rollover prep. Take your time. And on this last one, hold those toes overhead. And then bring your hands behind your lower back, reaching your feet up to the ceiling. We're going to go into a slow bicycle, circling your legs around. Finish this last one, bring your toes back overhead and slowly melt your hips back down to your mat. Holding it here, bringing your arms down by your side. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Now reach your arms overhead, big stretch, lengthen out through those abdominals. Now flex your feet, inhale the arms up to the ceiling, big exhale to roll yourself all the way up and reach your hands forward over your toes, round through the spine. Roll yourself up. Cross your legs, flip around, and come into 4-point kneeling. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck your toes, and go ahead and lift your hips up to the ceiling. Downward facing dog. Slide those shoulders away from your ears so you start to ripple yourself forward like a wave. Rippling upper back, middle back to release your chest forward, sliding those shoulders down when you find that extension. If this is too much on your wrist, you can always drop it back down to your knees as we did at the beginning of this flow. Come back to your downward facing dog. Start to pedal your heels to the mat and start to walk your hands back into your toes. Just take it into this forward fold and bring your hands behind your lower back, interlace those fingers, give a little rock side to side. And release your hands back down, softening your knees. Tuck that tailbone under, roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Head comes up last. And let's just come into a standing position with your feet underneath your sit bones. Reach up to the ceiling, swing those arms around and down, and around and up. Around and fall forward, around and release back up. Just let your upper body be heavy here. Have fun with this. Just finding this mobility through those shoulders. Reach up, and as you release your hands down, grow a little bit taller. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd like to send a massive thank you to Frameless London for letting me host this workout in their epic space. And if you're in London, I encourage you to surround yourself in this immersive art exhibit with 4 rooms to explore. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye, guys!